Hey guys, welcome back to the Curly Reader. My name's Amanda, and today I want to share with you my 5 favorite audiobooks of 2020. So this is a video that is part of my kind of favorites of 2020 series that I've been doing. I split my favorites into 4 different categories, and I'm sharing my top 5 in each of the categories. So I've done my 5 favorite books, my 5 middle grade books, my favorite 5 middle grade books, my favorite audiobooks, and then I will also be doing my favorite graphic novels. So this is my audiobook version. The books that are on this list may not have been my favorite books of the year, but I saw something special in the audiobook presentation of them, and I felt like the audio was especially the audio especially contributed to my enjoyment of the book. And so these were my favorite books that I enjoyed the audio of in 2020. I hope that all makes sense. So these will be ranked in order from least to most favorite, as my other videos have been as well. So coming in at the number 5 spot is The Lazy Genius by Kendra Adachi. This is one, it's narrated by the author, and this is a nonfiction book that is all about embracing what matters and ditching what doesn't and getting stuff done. So that's kind of her philosophy, and it's just a productivity book, and I loved this book. I thought there was such great knowledge in this book, just little gems, pearls of wisdom, if you may. It's just kind of about prioritizing what's important to you and really focusing on those things and letting go of what doesn't matter. And I loved it. I thought that she was able to present this via audio in a way that was relatable, and she was kind of able, she has a podcast too, and so she was able to really bring her, hey buddy, what's up? And so she was just able to kind of bring her personality to the book, which I really enjoyed. And I just really enjoyed listening to this on audio. I did pick it up physically as well because I did want to go back through and highlight it and tab it and like mark things in it because it was super impactful. But number 5, right there. All right, in the number 4 spot is another nonfiction book that is narrated by the author, and that is Uncomfortable Conversations with a Black Man by Emmanuel Acho. Emmanuel Acho started an Instagram TV series following the events of June and like the racial tension in the nation, titled Uncomfortable Conversations with a Black Man, where he just sits down with different people and has conversations about race. And I thoroughly enjoyed his Instagram TV stuff, and so he wrote this book in response to that. In this book, he talks about some of the questions that he has been asked since starting that series, and he narrates this himself, which I loved because his voice is very captivating to me, and I really like the way that this was presented. It was presented in a very straightforward, no fluff kind of way. He references a lot of history, a lot of other writings, but he makes it really condensed and clear. You can see it's a pretty short book, and it's like the way that it's written, it has big margins too. And so this is one that I just really enjoyed listening to. The way that his dialect, the way he speaks, I love. And so I enjoy the audiobook of it. Highly recommend, and checking out his Instagram as well. In the number 3 spot, I have a middle grade, and that is The Night I Met Father Christmas by Ben Miller. This is one that I just read in December that I just thought was so cute, and I thought the narrator did so well. It's nothing profound, it's nothing like blow me out of the water, but it was just cute and fun and festive, and I really enjoyed it, and I thoroughly enjoyed the narration. I have no idea who it was narrated by. I will put the name up down here because that's important for an audiobook video, but it was just cute. It follows a boy who he's like doubting Father Christmas, he's doubting Santa Claus, and so one night he meets Santa Claus and he goes on a sleigh ride with him, and Santa Claus tells him a story, or Father Christmas tells him a story about an elf who is not the kindest elf, and this is basically a Christmas Carol retelling, and a Santa Claus origin story combined, because it kind of comes about that maybe the Scrooge was the Santa Claus. So it kind of, it's very cheesy. It's very middle grade. It's very cute. I thoroughly enjoyed it. We talk about Christmas present, Christmas past, Christmas future. It's a whole thing. And I just thought it was adorable, and I loved the narrator. So there you go, number 3. All right, number 2 on this list is Hey Kiddo by Jared Krzyzewska. Say that name. Jared J. Krzyzewska. Say that name a lot. Whoo, buddy. Polish. All right. Anyway, this one won an award for some audiobook award. I picked it up because of that, via audio, because it is a graphic novel. And I have never listened to a graphic novel via audiobook before, because why would you do that? But I ended up getting this and reading it physically while listening to it, which I also don't do very well, because whatever, I just don't. But this one I did, and I loved it. It played like a radio drama. There was background noises and different voices, and it just was absolutely wonderfully done. In the end, he talks about the different voices in this were from the actual people in the book. This is a memoir that talks about his life. What does it say? How I lost my mother, found my father, and dealt with family addiction. So it has a lot to do with having parents who have other priorities. He lived with his grandparents for a while. It's just kind of his life growing up. And a lot of the characters in the book, the voices on the audio, were done by those people in real life, which I just thought was brilliant. He just did a phenomenal job with this, and I really enjoyed the story as well. Was really well done, as was the graphics in the graphic novel. So, number 2 spot. It was wonderful. All right, and then my number 1 favorite graphic novel of the year that I totally forgot to bring in here with me. It is in another location in my home right now, and I'm not going to go get it because I'm lazy, is Harry Potter. Specifically, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, because that was my favorite Harry Potter book that I read this year. So I listened to Harry Potter for the first time this year. This is the first reread I've ever done of Harry Potter. Normally, I would not allow rereads to go on a favorites list. However, I had never listened to the audiobook before, and so I'm allowing it. And I specifically loved Jim Dale's narration of this. It was so brilliantly done. I listened to the whole series. Order of the Phoenix just happens to be my favorite in the series, which is a new thing. I didn't know that until this year. I loved Order of the Phoenix. I might be the only one, but I loved it. And I mean, need I say more? It's Harry Potter and it's Jim Dale. It was brilliant. I don't know as though I had ever listened to a Jim Dale narration before, so there's that as well. I don't know what bridge I was living under, but it is what it is. And now I know why everybody raves about him. So yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot more to say about that. So anyway, those were my 5 favorite audiobooks of the year. It's a little bit of a different list, but that's okay. If you have read any of these or listened to any of these, I would love to hear your comments about them down below in the description box. If not, what was one of your favorite audiobooks this year? I'd love to know. If you have a specific audiobook recommendation, something that you highly recommend I listen to, let me know that, and I will be sure to check that out. And yeah. Other than that, I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope that you stick around and subscribe, and until next time, see ya!